We're in the horticulture nursery and we're looking at clover, white clover, Trifolium repens. I've got some clover growing and this is what it looks like. It's growing in full compost. Nice healthy plants, no flowers as yet. 3 leaves, Trifolium repens, white clover. Clover's a legume and this means that on its roots bacteria are living in nodules. This is really important because the bacteria are living in a symbiotic relationship with the plant and they are using the nitrates in the soil and they're making protein in the plants. And this is useful because the cattle will eat the clover and turn it into milk. So it's a good news story for the farmer. So we're growing the clover in different sorts of soil. I want to see the effect of growing clover in sand and compare that with growing in compost, good healthy compost. You can see the difference in the plants. In sand, they're very small. So a good scientist will measure. Here's my ruler. So we'll measure the diameter of the clover plants. You can pick a plant, pick a leaf, and you can measure each leaf individually and take recordings. Take 4 or 5, take an average, and then do the same thing with the full compost. Across each leaf, in 2 directions, record your measurements, take an average. So I'd just like to show you the changes in the composition of the soil. This one is just pure sand. The next one that I'd like to show you is using 75% sand and 25% compost. There's a tremendous difference already. They can grow in fairly poor soil. So this one's 75% sand. A little bit healthier. This is a 50-50 mixture, 50% sand. Again, we would take measurements of all of these and find out the productivity. This one, 75% compost and 25% sand. So still going up in quality here. And finally, our mixture here is pure compost. So the size of the leaves is a good indication of the growth of the plant. That's clover being grown in different types of soil. And you'll see the data on the worksheet for that investigation. Now, the idea about the clover is that it will enhance the pasture. Pasture, ryegrass. This is ryegrass. It's been growing now for well over a month. It's ready for harvesting. I'm going to harvest all of these pots. They had the same weight of seed planted in them, and we're going to try and find out the comparison of the dry mass. So this is 100% ryegrass, and we're introducing the clover. So this is 80% rye, 20% clover. This next one, we've altered the composition. We've got a 60% ryegrass and a 40% clover. Here, change the composition again, 40% rye and 60% clover. And here, we've got 20% rye and 80% clover. Last but not least, our pot, 100% clover. Now the worksheet shows you the importance of the composition ryegrass clover mixture to the farmer. This all will indicate more money in the farmer's pocket if the cows, the cattle grazing on this pasture can produce more milk. So my next job is to harvest all the parts above ground and dry them off in a hot air oven for 48 hours. Compare the mass, the dry mass of my 2, 4, 6 pot. Now we're going to harvest all the overground, all the green parts of the ryegrass and the ryegrass clover mixture and the clover. Going to put them into bags and dry them for 48 hours in the hot air oven. It's really important to record what's in what bag, because when it's dried out it won't be recognisable. So this is 100% rye, and today's date is also important. Now everything must be cut in the same way, to the same height, and so we're going to a height of 1 centimetre approximately above soil level, and we're just going to cut everything off, and it's going to be transferred into the brown bag. So that's the procedure. One bag for each of our different samples here. Okay, now over to you. 10 questions, or as many as I can think of. First of all, what's the relationship between the bacteria and the clover, in the root nodules? What's that relationship called? It's important that you know the name of that relationship. Question number 2, what benefit does the clover get from this relationship? What benefit does the bacteria get from this relationship? Question number 3. The next question, what's the scientific name for white clover? I haven't told you the answer to this next question. Number 5, what's the scientific name for ryegrass? Number 6, what's the percentage clover ryegrass? I didn't tell you that either, but hopefully you'll be able to read the worksheet that goes with this. Just before we go, I'd like to show you a couple more legumes, and here they are. This is lucerne. Lucerne is another crop that looks very similar to the clover, also with the nodules on the roots. And finally, lotus, and once again it has this same arrangement of the small leaves. All of the experiments that we've done here today are conducted at Lincoln University on a very much more scientific basis than you've seen me doing today, and the results help put money in the farmer's pocket. So if you're interested in agriculture or horticulture with a range of other science degrees, then please consider Lincoln University when you're considering going to university. Thanks very much. Bye.